and I would like to do an English lesson with you today. And this is my first lesson. Uh, I'm doing this because I want to help my friends who are learning English. Okay, so I think that I can teach you some ways to overcome any common errors that you might have when you're speaking English. Okay, so I'm going to try to maybe do it in a way that many normal English teachers wouldn't. Okay, so what I'm going to teach you today is how to use a verb. Okay, so in the present form, how to use a verb. Now, what are some common verbs that we use in English? Do you know? What are some common verbs? I'm going to think of some. Okay, so what am I doing now? It's called, if you haven't guessed it, it's called run. Okay, so that's one verb. Okay, so we have run. Can you see that? Run. It's very bad handwriting. Okay, what's another one? How about, what am I doing? I am called sleep. Sleeping. Okay, so the second verb is sleep. And how about one more verb? Okay, I'm so hungry. I have to do what? What do? Ice cream. Okay, it's called eat. Eat. Okay, so we have three verbs. Now, oh, this pen is so stinky. Okay. Really, it makes me feel nauseated. Okay, so sometimes in English, you can't simply just say the verb without adding a letter to the end. What is that letter? Okay, the letter is S. You have to put an S at the end of the verb. But when do you put an S at the end of the verb? Do you know? Okay, now it depends on who you're talking about. Okay, so you can talk about yourself, I. What about if it's you and your friend? What would you say? You and your friend. You would say what? We. Okay, what about if it's a lot of people? There's a lot of people over there. What would you say? You would say they. Okay, so we have they. What else? Okay, so here are three. Now we have two more. What are the other two? This is so smelly. Okay. Okay, so we have other people. What would you call other people? You say he. And what if it's a girl? What would you call her? It would be, can you guess it? What is it? She. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people. Okay. Now, depending on which one you use, is when you would add an S to the end of the verb. Okay? So I'll just go through some examples. I. Do you put an S at the end of the verb? If it's an I what? I runs or I run? It's I run. That's right. So you don't add an S. So for I, no S. No S. No S for I. Okay, what about we? Can you say we runs, we sleeps, we eats? Can you put an S at the end of the verb? No. No S at the end of the verb. Okay. So instead, you can say we what? We run, we sleep, we eat. That's right. Very good. All right. How about they? For they, can you say they runs, they sleeps, they eat? Can you? I mean, they eat. Can you say it? No, you can't say that. You can't put an S at the end of the verb. You have to say they run, they sleep, they eat. Okay, so remember those three. No S. No S at the end of the verb. Okay, what about for he and she? Do you have to put an S at the end of the verb? Okay, let's practice. Can I say he run? He run to school? Can you say he run to school? No. Okay, you can't say he run to school. You have to say what? He runs to school. He runs to school. Okay? What about she? Does that have the same rule as he? Can you say she sleep on bed? She sleep on bed? Can you say she sleep on bed? It's the same rule as he. You have to say she sleeps on bed. That's right. Okay, so let's practice with eat. What would you say for he and eat? What would you say? I'll give you a second. He what? He eats. She eats an apple. Okay, so let's do a quiz. Okay, so I'm going to write down some verbs, and you have to guess whether or not to add an S to it. Okay. Okay, so one word is watch. I watch. I watch what? I watch a game. How about sit? Okay, one more. Think. Okay. Okay. So you have to tell me. I'm going to put 3 people here. We have he, we, and she. Okay. So you have to tell me. Do you add an S to the end of the verb? He what? He what? He watch. He watches. That's right. He watches. Because there's already, if there's a CH, normally you have to add an E before the S if you add it. So he watches. We, do you add an S to it? We do what? We sit on the ground. So no S. Very good. And what about she? She. She, is it the same rule as up here? You're right, it is. So she thinks of what? She thinks of doing her nails, painting her nails. Okay, so that's a very common mistake that people make, when to add an S to the end of the verb. So if it's I, we, or they, you don't add an S to the end of the verb. If it's he and she, yes, you must add an S. Okay? So that's your first lesson, when to add an S to the end of the verb. Okay? I hope you like that. Can't think of anything else. So, bye-bye.